eating Jeffy green beans even though Marvin knows that Jeffy hates them? Well, to get an understanding of this, let's go back to the first time Jeffy was seen disliking green beans, which was in SML movie Bowser Jr.'s Game Night Part 3, or at least I think this is the first time, and it's revealed that Mario wants to feed Jeffy green beans because of the supposed nutritional value they have, but it seems like Jeffy only likes green beans when he puts string cheese on them.
Why is there so much cheese on his green beans?
I don't know.
Because I like cheese on my green
Because
beans.
he likes cheese on his green beans.
As he asks for string cheese to put on with his green beans, which would have gotten rid of the taste of the green beans and he'd be able to bear them. But it is a little bit weird when Mario said that he liked green beans and liked it the day before. However, Jeffy's dislike of green beans was not depicted to a full extent until SML movie The Hitman, which was the first time Jeffy retaliated when it came to being fed green beans and threw his plate of green beans because he wanted Jello.
Whoops.
And so now we have a little bit better of an understanding of Jeffy's dislike of green beans. Why would Marvin continue to feed Jeffy green beans? There's obviously other vegetables, so what's so important about green beans? Well, my first theory is that Marvin could be doing this because he wants to punish Jeffy for some bad behavior. For example, in one of Jeffy's most recent destructions is him destroying the front door in SML movie Jeffy's Bowling Ball. And in the video, while Jeffy's out with his friends, Marvin decides to lock the front door, but after Jeffy comes home to the door being locked, he proceeds to destroy the front door instead of knocking on it or letting anyone know he's at the door.
Let's try that again!
And that's just one example of Jeffy destroying something for what seems to be no reason, as most of the time when he destroys something, it's either by accident or he does it on purpose just to get his way, or maybe sometimes he's just ignorant and doesn't care. And Marvin has tried multiple times to discipline Jeffy, but none of them really end up working for good. But something Jeffy can't avoid is green beans. Yeah, sometimes he finds a way to not eat them, but Marvin continually feeds it to him. And so Marvin could have realized that from Jeffy's bad behavior, he can just continually feed Jeffy his least favorite food, which honestly could be child abuse. Imagine only eating one thing for the rest of your life. That should not be your actual life. That's better fit for a would you rather question. But the next theory is that Marvin simply wants the best for Jeffy and makes him eat green beans so that he can eat healthy. And Marvin could just be ignorant to the fact that just eating green beans is not good for you. And there are many examples of Jeffy wanting to eat unhealthy food instead of eating green beans, but a primary example of Jeffy's unhealthy eating habits is seen in SML movie Fat Jeffy, where as usual Mario gives Jeffy green beans while he has a piece of pizza for dinner. And this causes Jeffy to get mad because he doesn't like green beans and thinks that it's not fair that Mario gets to eat pizza while he has to eat green beans. And after Jeffy gets to the point where he throws his green beans on the floor, Mario gives up on making Jeffy eat healthy and gives him one of the most gluttonous dishes of food I have ever seen in my life.
Alright, Jeffy, here's your dessert since you don't want to eat healthy foods like green beans or vegetables.
Well, that's more like it, Danny.
But 2 months later, Jeffy becomes extremely overweight and struggling to breathe and having no energy to even get off the couch.
Hey, Danny.
What, Jeffy?
Can you give me another Twinkie, Danny?
Another Twinkie? Jeffy, no, you're not getting any more Twinkie.
So Mario calls a doctor to help with Jeffy getting back in shape, and they have Jeffy exercising and eating healthy to try and help him lose the weight. However, both of them don't work immediately, which is true. It takes months to lose that kind of weight, maybe even years for how fat Jeffy got. So Brooklyn guy ends up performing surgery on Jeffy, and he took the easy way out to get rid of all of his weight, which ends up working, and Jeffy goes back to his original weight.
Well, how's Jeffy Jeffy doing?
Oh, he's fine. The surgery went great. Come on in, Jeffy.
Hey, Danny.
What, Jeffy, you're back to normal.
Yep, sure am, Danny.
So how'd the surgery go?
Oh, it went great. He's skinny now.
And this is just one of the many examples of Jeffy's junk food problem, which could be the reason why, to this day, Marvin keeps trying to feed Jeffy green beans so that he doesn't make the same mistake that happened in SML movie Fat Jeffy, because if he let Jeffy eat whatever he wanted, Jeffy would then take that and run with it and eat as much junk food as possible, which it seems that in his eyes is better than eating green beans. And my last theory has to do with something in SML movie Jeffy and the Beanstalk, where in the video Marvin once again tries to feed Jeffy green beans, this time hiding them in a sandwich that he made for Jeffy, and when Jeffy finds out that the sandwich has green beans, he proceeds to throw his sandwich to the wall and says he hates green beans.
Plan on hiding green beans in his dessert or something? It's gonna be really cool. He's gonna eat all it. Jeffy, why'd you do that?
Mario, however, doesn't care and gives Jeffy a whole plate of green beans to then eat. But once again, Jeffy proceeds to throw his plate of green beans at the wall, causing Mario to give him another plate of green beans. But this time, if he doesn't eat his green beans, then Mario will ground him, take away his helmet, pencil, and toys, and not get to listen to Hop Hop anymore.
If you don't eat every single green bean that's on this plate, you're gonna lose your helmet, you're gonna lose your pencil, you're gonna have no more Hop Hop, no more TV, no more toys, no more nothing. So you're gonna sit right here, you're not gonna leave the table until all these green beans are gone. You understand me?
Okay, Danny.
And Jeffy still doesn't want to eat it, so he decides to dig and put his green beans in the backyard. And when Jeffy returns inside, he tells Mario he finished them. So as a reward, Mario gave him chocolate cake. However, the green beans that Jeffy put in the backyard start to grow into a giant beanstalk. And the next day, when Jeffy goes back to dig even more holes to put green beans in, Jeffy sees the beanstalk and decides to climb it. And when he reaches the end, he encounters a green bean giant who ends up turning Jeffy into a green bean because he disrespected green beans.
I'll never eat green beans. Never, never, ever, ever, never, never, never.
I shall curse you to be a green bean for as long as you shall live, until you eat your green beans.
Wait, what?
And in order to change back, Jeffy would have to eat all of his green beans. And at first, they called Brooklyn Guy to help, but he doesn't end up helping. And at the end of the video, Jeffy finally ends up eating all his green beans, turning him back to normal. But the reason I say this video has to do something with the last theory is because at the end of the video, Jeffy promises that he's gonna start eating all of his green beans.
I promise I'm gonna start eating all my green beans. I promise,
Oh,
Danny.
you better, Jeffy, or you're gonna turn back into a green bean, and you don't want to do that again, do you?
However, this never really ended up becoming true because to this day, he still continues to not eat his green beans, with one of the examples being Jeffy's green bean allergy. However, it could be possible that instead of Jeffy turning into a green bean, it's possible that the green bean giant then changed his curse on Jeffy to make it so that Marvin always wants to feed Jeffy green beans. Since turning Jeffy into a green bean didn't really end up working, so it's possible that this way would work better because it would make Jeffy eat more green beans, making him get used to it, and he would finally stop disrespecting green beans. But whichever one of these theories is correct, I want to ask the question, why does Marvin specifically give Jeffy green beans? Out of any vegetable, why green beans? Why not carrots or cauliflower or something? Well, one of the reasons that Marvin could be giving Jeffy green beans instead of any other vegetable could be because of how versatile and easy to prepare green beans are to make. Since we've never really seen Rose or Mario take on the role of a chef, except for maybe 1 or 2 videos, which I can't remember, it's possible that instead of asking Chef Pee-Pee to make something for Jeffy, Marvin might prefer how easy it is to prepare green beans, especially since you can buy them in a can, which makes it super easy to prepare compared to some other vegetables. And he can keep them fresh for a long period of time and just stock up on them. And since Marvin has been seen multiple times just opening the can and giving it to Jeffy, it just makes Marvin's life easier so he doesn't have to waste any time in the kitchen nor Chef Pee-Pee's time. And since Jeffy is gonna probably throw the food at the wall anyway, but one last thing I wanted to mention is that Jeffy hates green beans. And I know that's obvious, but what I do want to say is that although Marvin is feeding him only green beans and that's seriously unhealthy, he does want the best for Jeffy, and it's very, very good to eat healthy foods. For example, have a nice steak or have some vegetables on the side. Don't eat fast food or anything fried in some bad oils. And then there you go. You have healthy food and Jeffy can finally eat something normal. I remember one night they had pizza and wings in SML movie Jeffy's Brain, which although isn't really healthy, it's still something other than green beans, and it's probably more healthy than just feeding him green beans. But we'll just have to wait and see in the future when Jeffy gets older to see if he's gonna like green beans slowly, which I don't think will happen, or maybe Mario will finally change Jeffy's diet. And please, Logan, if you're watching this, make a video called SML movie Jeffy's Green Beans and roll with it. Whatever explanation has to come out of it, I want to see it. But let me know down in the comments your thoughts on why Marvin feeds Jeffy green beans. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.